As the candles on your cake begin to outnumber the stories people bother to ask about, and the mirror begins to reflect not just your face, but the decades you've carried with quiet strength, there comes a time, usually after 80, when new fears again take root. Fears no one prepares you for. Fears that no one talks about out loud. Because growing old isn't just about joints and wrinkles. It's about identity, dignity, and peace. And unless you name the fears, they have a way of stealing your light. The first fear, and perhaps the most silent of all, is the fear of becoming invisible, of not being seen or heard anymore. You sit at a family gathering, and the conversation floats above you like a balloon you can't quite reach. People talk around you, not to you. Your suggestions are ignored, your stories half listened to. You may start to feel like a piece of furniture, present, but no longer valuable. But let me tell you this, you are not invisible. Your worth didn't expire with your youth. The stories etched in your heart are treasures the world desperately needs. Speak them, write them, share them. Don't fade away quietly. The second fear is a fear of dependence. That one day you won't be able to tie your shoes, bathe yourself, or eat without someone lifting a spoon to your mouth. It's not just the physical help that's terrifying. It's the loss of control, the feeling of being a burden. But let me remind you, needing help does not make you weak. It makes you human. Accepting support with grace is a strength. You spent your life lifting others. Now it's their honor to lift you. Do not shrink in shame. Your dignity isn't found in doing everything alone. It's in how you carry yourself through every stage of need. The third fear is deeply emotional. The fear of outliving everyone you love. Friends pass. Siblings go quiet. Children grow busy. You may find yourself surrounded by silence instead of laughter, and that silence can be deafening. The loneliness isn't just about company. It's about meaning. Who do you share memories with when the people who live them are gone? But listen carefully. As long as you are alive, you still have something sacred to offer, your presence. Make new bonds. Speak to younger generations. Leave behind not just memories, but values, blessings, and stories. You are not done yet. The fourth fear is a fear of irrelevance, that your wisdom is outdated, your opinions no longer valued, your experience dismissed by technology and change. But truth never ages. Kindness never goes out of fashion. You are not irrelevant. You are timeless. So teach, advise, show patience. Become the quiet strength that others turn to when the noise of the world becomes too loud. You are not behind. You are the root of the tree, and without you it would never stand. And finally, the fifth fear, the one that creeps in when the lights go out, is the fear of dying with regrets. Not the big ones, but the quiet, aching ones. Not saying, I love you enough. Not apologizing when you could. Not laughing when you had the chance. But here's the truth. You're still here. It's not too late. You can still forgive. Still thank. Still hug. Still say, I'm proud of you, or I'm sorry. Every breath is a second chance. Don't let regret take root when redemption is still possible. You can rewrite the ending with peace, even if the middle was messy. So yes, these fears are real, but so is your strength. So is your story. And so is your right to live with joy and dignity until your very last breath. Do not let fear take away the glory of your remaining days. This is your time, not to be afraid, but to be fully alive, fully seen, fully proud of the life you've lived. You have survived storms. You've buried loved ones. You've rebuilt after losses. You've loved deeply, lost greatly, and lived boldly. And now, in these quiet years, may you walk in peace, not in fear. May you cherish your name, your memories, your worth. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. You are not alone. You are the wisdom the world still needs. Protect your peace. Guard your dignity. And let your final chapters be written in joy and courage, an eternal echo of a life that truly mattered. As the candles on your cake begin to outnumber the stories people bother to ask about, and the mirror begins to reflect not just your face, but the decades you've carried with quiet strength, there comes a time, usually after 80, when new fears begin to take root. Fears no one prepares you for. Fears that no one talks about out loud. Because growing old isn't just about joints and wrinkles. It's about identity, dignity, and peace. And unless you name the fears, They have a way of stealing your light. The first fear, and perhaps the most silent of all, is the fear of becoming invisible, of not being seen or heard anymore. You sit at a family gathering, and the conversation floats above you like a balloon you can't quite reach. People talk around you, not to you. Your suggestions are ignored, your stories half listened to. You may start to feel like a piece of furniture, present, but no longer valuable. But let me tell you this, you are not invisible. Your worth didn't expire with your youth. The stories etched in your heart are treasures the world desperately needs. Speak them, write them, share them. Don't fade away quietly. If others forget your name, let your spirit remind them of who you are. The second fear is the fear of dependence. That one day you won't be able to tie your shoes, bathe yourself, or eat without someone lifting a spoon to your mouth. It's not just a physical help that's terrifying. It's a loss of control, the feeling of being a burden. But let me remind you, needing help does not make you weak. It makes you human. Accepting support with grace is a strength. You spent your life lifting others. Now it's their honor to lift you. Do not shrink in shame. Your dignity isn't found in doing everything alone. It's in how you carry yourself through every stage of need. Allow yourself the softness of vulnerability without fear of pity. When you welcome help with gratitude instead of guilt, you elevate both yourself and the ones helping you. As you step into the golden years of your life, when your days grow quieter and your reflection tells stories your lips have long forgotten to speak, know this. Aging is not about decline. It is about arriving. It is about reaching the summit of the mountain you've been climbing all your life and finally seeing the view. You are not fading. You are becoming. But if peace is what you seek, if respect is what your soul still craves, and if love, not fear, is what you want to leave behind, then there are gentle truths you must embrace, starting with the wisdom of boundaries. These 7 boundaries, if held not as harsh lines but as sacred understandings, will guard your dignity, preserve your relationships, and protect the joy that still waits for you. First and foremost, respect the independence of your children. Yes, you raise them. Yes, you know how the world works. But your experience is a lantern, not a leash. Let your light guide when asked, not blind when forced. You may see mistakes ahead, but stay quiet if they do not ask. Bite your tongue if it keeps the peace. Let them struggle, let them rise, let them figure out, because your silence now is not abandonment, it's belief. It's saying, you've got this and I trust you. Your children aren't disrespecting you by choosing differently. They're just walking their own path, as you once did. The second boundary is one of the heart. Do not ask your children to fill your emotional emptiness. It's not their fault you feel lonely. It's a season of life that comes for many, but you are still alive, still breathing, and still capable of joy that isn't dependent on someone else's time or attention. Find your rhythm again. Rekindle forgotten passions. Make new friends. Create, pray, explore. Don't sit and wait for the phone to ring. Become someone worth calling because your voice radiates light, not longing. Your loneliness is real, but don't solve it by clinging to your children's time. They carry their own burdens, and when they see full life, they come not out of guilt, but out of love. The third boundary is physical and emotional. Respect their space, their homes, their rules, their parenting. Do not correct how they run their house. Don't scoff at their choices. If they raise their children differently than you did, it's okay. Don't interfere. Smile when you're frustrated. Encourage when you're confused. Support even when you silently disagree. Remember, the goal is not to be right. The goal is to be welcomed. Children don't resent old age. They resent control, judgment, and comparison. Be the elder whose presence brings peace, not tension. The fourth boundary is one many carry silently, but never resolve. Do not weaponize the past. You did so much for your family. You sacrificed sleep, dreams, comfort. You stayed, you worked, you gave, and you loved. That deserves honor. But if you constantly remind them of all you've done to get what you want now, it twists that love into obligation. No one wants to feel like they are repaying a debt to their parent. Say instead, I'm grateful for the life I had. I'm proud of what I gave. Give from that place and watch how they give back, freely, joyfully, and forever. Fifth, be cautious with how you handle your grandchildren. Love them without trying to own them. You've had your season of parenting. This is your season to be the gentle breeze, not the storm. If their parents choose a different way, whether it's screen time, diet, or discipline, don't interfere. Be a refuge, a storyteller, a kind embrace. Let your grandchildren remember you as the one who let them be, who made them laugh, who asked them questions, and never made them feel small. Grandparenting is not a second chance at parenting. It's a chance to love without pressure. 6. Guard your emotions. Not everything needs a reaction. If they forget to call, don't stew in silence. Don't punish them with guilt. Reach out with love. Send a prayer instead of complaint. Make your peace bigger than your pain. Assume love, not neglect. The older you get, the more the small things matter. So make those small things soft, not sharp. Every sigh, every silence, every sarcastic comment. These can either build a wall or open a window. Choose the window. Choose peace over being right. And finally, the most sacred boundary, accept love the way it is given, not the way you want to be. Your children may not show love as you expect. Some may not be expressive. Some may only be able to give financially. Some may be awkward with words but deep in their actions. Some may be broken themselves. Don't compare them to others. Don't compare them to each other. Love them as they are, and let that be enough. Say thank you more than why didn't you? Say I'm proud of you more than you should have. When you praise your children, even at this stage of life, they soften. No one outgrows the need to feel accepted by their parents. And you, dear elder, still hold that power. Use it gently. When you walk with this wisdom, these 7 sacred boundaries, you become a light. Your presence becomes healing. Your home becomes a safe place. Your name becomes a blessing passed on to generations. And isn't that what we all want? Not to be feared, not to be pitied, not to be obeyed, but to be remembered with a smile. So forgive quickly, laugh loudly, let go easily, dance with your grandchildren, call your friends, eat your favorite food, sit in the sun, be proud of your wrinkles. They are proof that you lived, that you felt, that you mattered. Aging isn't something to hide from. It's something to honor. It's the final act of your story, and you deserve for it to be filled with beauty, dignity, and peace. You do not need to be needed to feel worthy. You are worthy simply because you are here. Live like that. Walk with that truth. And when the time comes to leave this world behind, may you go knowing you were loved, not because you demanded it, but because you inspired it.